What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? How y'all doing? I hope y'all having a good day. And kind of like up in my opinion, based on some of the stuff I got to talk about, to the Guardians movie. I saw the Guardians movie. I got some good and some bad to say about it. Plus, um, the, the Guardians. Oh, what's up, Barcode?
Hey Daniel.
That that have you seen the Guardians movie yet?
Nope. I see him back on TikTok. Yeah.
Um, yeah, man, it messed up on it messed Disney my
No, how to reach out my Wi-Fi for you.
always seem to do this to me every time that I start talking about Disney something. Every time it try to cut back just my connection every time.
Yeah, happened first. Yeah.
I hate that part. The the Guardian Galaxy movie wasn't bad, but it was certain parts of the movie I liked and certain parts I didn't like. Because the thing, in my opinion, which I don't get about Gamora is like in my opinion, if Iron Man just had snap it and everything went back to normal, Gamora should have remember Peter Quill and plus their relationship because that's what
Yeah.
Tony Stark that Tony Stark had on snapped the finger and everything had went back to normal. I don't get I don't get how the
But
logic lost people doing that movie.
yeah,
So in
yeah,
my opinion, uh, because then, in my opinion, Tony Stark just has sacrificed his life just to bring everything back to normal. If he had bring everything back to normal, that would mean that Gamora be alive, her memory will be back and stuff like that.
yeah,
And plus, that part don't make sense to me. But is somebody in the comments who overlooking it back prior to explain that part to me?
yeah,
I'm glad to hear it because they are for me. That part don't make sense in my opinion. Shoot, that just me, in my opinion. Shut up. That don't make sense. Because then, in my opinion, that what is the use of Tony snapping his fingers if everything, if everything, everybody just don't get their memory back? That makes no sense on that part.
yeah. I mean, to me, without 20 just not even just go delete erase past the novel his army. That's it. That's why I think about it. Like, turn back from my mind.
Yeah, yeah, because the thing about me, right, that just about the Adam Warlock thing and stuff like that, he didn't really in the comic books have no origin. He just pop up and and plus doing the Adam Warlock fight, the Guardians, the Guardians of the Galaxy should not, should not, in my opinion, just have been able to throw. Should they probably throw hands with him? The comic book version of him, stuff like that, which I think, in my opinion, the comic book version of the Guardians version, the just the MCU version of just that Adam Warlock. Um, how can I say this?
Very bad.
They have nerfed. They nerfed him bad. They nerfed that man bad in this movie. They nerfed him bad because, in my opinion, that on the villain in this movie, he was a really good villain. John the Majors in this villain right here, it was in Guardians 3. Because you seen the show the Peacemaker show.
Yeah,
Do you know the black man that was part of the John Cena crew?
yeah.
He was the villain in this movie, and he was
Oh,
actually good.
that's good.
He was actually good. I like him in this movie. But the problem is, in my opinion, it's like he shouldn't have been able
He
to been
betrayed
I
character.
gotta say,
Betrayed
yeah.
character for
And plus doing this movie, it showed it show my it show about Rocky the Bill Raccoon origins. His origin messed up, bro. His origin bad. I got dog. He been experiments on. He seen people die. He seen animals die and stuff like that. And stuff like that. His origins was messed up. And that's what I'm seeing in that movie. I see God, dog. I wonder the reason why shoot he didn't want to talk about it up in the first two movies. He got a real excuse and reason why to just to be evil and everything like that. If he want to be evil, he got a really good excuse. Rocky the Bill Raccoon, and he want to be evil towards humans. He got a good excuse. But that's what Wanda, but in Wanda up in WandaVision, she don't have no kind of excuse. Just the reason
yeah,
why she hold a town, um, just prisoner and stuff like that, and kind of seem like, in my opinion, it kind of seemed like, in my opinion, the big old MCU fans is still not getting it. Sound like Wanda is really a bad guy in this universe. In Phase 4 and 5, Wanda is a bad guy. If you look at it now, besides her and Endgame, everything after Endgame, and her showing her emotion after Vision died, she became a villain.
yep,
Because that's what I hate to tell people. Wanda, Wanda stuff like that. It's not innocent as people think. And kind of like in my opinion, stuff like that is like for me, right? Cause you got Monica on Rambo with powers. Why did she let her go? I
I don't know.
I just don't get that. Because you're supposed to put her like in some type of containment or prison just until wanting to get her powers under control, or, or at least put her in some type of training program where it can help her, and stuff like that. But it's everybody talks on. They ain't have no prisons to hide them in. That's a lie because that's what they have prison to hold Captain America, Falcon,
Yeah,
Ant Man, everybody. They had a prison up in the middle of the war. They made prison in the middle of the war they had in Civil War or Winter Soldier, one of them. They had a prison for those people. That people with powers. And that's why I'm talking about sound like the MCU seeing like the big old directors don't look at each of the shows or movies
yeah,
when they write this, in my opinion. Because that's what if they were writing movies and shows, if they would have saw the Captain America series, that they would have known that they have prisons. They would have had prison for people with powers and stuff like that. And kind of like the bad thing about it, bad thing about which I noticed, it is but the fans don't really criticize it. That just the end of the Wanda show, and people call it a masterpiece, as I be seeing, and that's kind of like the bad thing in my opinion because if you doing somebody TikTok or doing somebody live channel stuff like that, and you try to criticize that Wanda show, and they think it's a masterpiece, ooh, boy, don't such just be mad at you. They be mad at you to talk something.
yeah,
Why you criticizing that? Oh, you just being picky. I noticed that jump too. Because you can't talk to irrational Marvel fans. I hate to tell y'all that MCU fans, some of y'all fans are just irrational sometimes. Because we can't talk to y'all just by certain movies or just or certain shows and stuff like that. That should are and so I already know that. Uh, um, be, because thing about it, if any other MCU people just are saying that's not true, okay, I say it. If you bring out any video with somebody ranting about the MCU, it's always about 10 to 20 people defending it, and the movie could be bad. And and put a good example, Rotten Tomato. That's a good example.
yeah,
That's a good example of shows and movies and stuff like that when people supposed to be professional and stuff like that. Um, because the thing about me, in my opinion, which I notice most of the time, some like in my opinion, which I had to get used to when I first started my channel, is sound like people will always hate on your opinion and stuff like that. Just from afar. But the thing is, when you try to call them out up close in your video, so you can't find them. Like I'm talking about
yeah,
live, or you trying to answer them like in the comment section.
yeah,
They're already done erased their comment, and you can't find it. And stuff like that. That's why I hate that part. And trying like the thing for and trying for like the Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. And which I know is most of the time it sounds like Adam Warlock had the power to take on Thanos. And
yeah,
how in the world in this movie that says that I'm seeing the Guardian of the Galaxy just throwing hands with him. I said, let these Guardian of the Galaxy people just got a power bump and somebody and of their DNA just changed into gods or something like that. That's the only way in that I just would accept the Guardian of the Galaxy throwing hands.
Yeah,
Just with Adam Warlock, if they got a power bump or something like that, the time for DNA or something like that.
yeah,
That's the only way I set that. But if it's normal, I got a problem with that. If they normal, just the other movie, I got a problem with that though. But the thing is, I already know that it's not James Gunn
yeah,
that got power over the franchise. It sounds like Disney, in my opinion, just trying
yeah,
to get their hands and everything.
yeah. Definitely Disney for
Yeah. Yeah, because think about if you look at it right, time for the MCU and plus like the Once a Ranger thing or something like that, the Once a Ranger movie, it's way
yeah,
better story in the Once a Rangers special movie just than most of the MCU Phase 4 and 5, and that's sad. That's sad. And and kind of like the things that I was hearing about the MCU since the writer strike. Um, they said the writer strike is affecting Deadpool 3. It's affecting that movie, and plus the writer
yeah.
strike is also affecting Blade. And
Wow.
and this is me, and this me,
Yeah,
and that kind of sad because think about for me right that I thought the Blade script was finished as everybody was telling me.
yeah,
That what everybody online that was an MCU fan on TikTok and plus on YouTube. They keep on saying the Blade movie was finished. The rumor is Blade movie was finished, but that's what every since the writers strike. They tell us the movie is delayed. I'm looking at this. I say somebody lied up in the media and said the Blade movie was finished because that's what if the Blade movie was finished. This writer strike wouldn't even have affected the Blade movie at all if it was
yeah,
finished. Everybody was claiming, and and some like the people for me, right? They get mad at me all y'all want to. All y'all MCU people could get mad all y'all want to, but that's what Disney as a brand is holding y'all back on some of their characters. They're holding y'all back, and kind of like thing about it, and dealing with Star Wars, um, it is fans out there. It's fans out there who think that Kathleen Kennedy has learned her lesson from the sequel trilogy. This
uh,
me. Season three, and the Mandalorian. It's the worst season out of the Mandalorian, and that's what it put the third season. Disney did that season, and that's the show everybody
mm,
talks on Disney. They did not learn their lesson, in my
yeah,
opinion, because that's what if Disney had learned their lesson. As everybody said, they say it's like they should let their they should let their director work.
yeah,
Just let the director work and just direct most of the time, in my opinion. But the thing about for me, it's not. I'm kind of scared for the future of Star Wars because the thing about it,
yeah,
Darko, you already know me because
mm,
that's what if these shows
yeah,
get bad, I got to say it if these shows bad and stuff like that.
yeah,
And the thing about for me, I got to look at these shows because my channel is based around looking at Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Power Rangers, and stuff like that. I get to look at these shows and
yeah,
stuff like that. If it's bad or good, I still got to look at it. But these normal people, they got a choice to look at it or not. I don't got a choice and stuff like that. And that when people like in my and that when normal people who looking at this channel something and just don't get because that's
yeah,
what if they would see just the kind of story missteps that Disney doing with some of this stuff that
mm,
that they would know that and they would know what the fans be talking about and stuff like that
yeah, uh,
most of the time because like the fans because like the fans know the details, the fans know the lore of some of these people and stuff like that of the characters and they claiming that, in my opinion, it sound like they want to make a show. They want to make a show based on the early days. This me, I say it is no use to make the show. There's no use to make a show on the early days, and we already know, in my opinion, how this how the sequel trilogy end. It's no use to make the early shows.
Yeah,
Uh, Les Disney, in my opinion, is erasing episode 8 and 9.
hope so.
They, they, I hate to tell Disney, they got to race them two movies. They got to race
Yeah.
episode 8 and 9. They- be- be-
Hmm.
be- because they might not want to do it, but that's what. If you want your core fans to come back and you want to make money and stuff like that, you got to erase episode 8 and 9 from, how can I say this? You got to erase episode 8 and 9 different the main canon. It's like you said,
Okay.
Barco, last year. You got to tell people that on the episode 8 and 9 is in a
It's from all different
separate alternate
timeline.
universe, and that happened in an
Yeah, I've
alternate
heard.
universe, and that don't mean nothing.
Yep. I've heard them.
Yeah, and what's so hard about it? What's so hard about it? Because that's what it's already up in the comic books and in Star Wars comic books anyway. It's already
Yeah.
there. I don't get how, in my opinion, on that Disney could be so stubborn. They stubborn though. Be, be, because the thing about, for me, which I know is most I tell us on being stubborn. Oh man, it gets them in trouble half the time just being stubborn. It sounds like it took Disney over 10 years just to accept the big old Incredible Hulk movie inside the MCU. It took 10 years, I think, for that
Yeah.
would just be accepted because that's what it just don't get it. If people just don't get it, that on the MCU been saying for the longest that the Incredible Hulk movie wasn't a part of the just wasn't part of the main timeline and stuff like that. And for the thing about it, I was telling people back then that shoot the MCU. I'm gonna tell my friends and stuff before just when I had a channel and stuff like that. I'll tell my friend Thomas on the MCU will be forced to put this movie inside their main timeline because that's what if they don't and they make a She-Hulk show, they got to have to explain that that explain the reason why she's She-Hulk, the reason why Bruce Banner is Hulk and stuff like that, and plus the MCU lazy anyway, and plus the movie right there, and this should have kept the same after than was from Incredible Hulk. I think, in my
Yeah.
opinion, and because thing for me, if I had to grade the best Hulk from Hulk, like time for movies, I had to say the Incredible Hulk is the first one. No, I got to say the Avengers Hulk is the first one. The Incredible Hulk is the second one, but if it's solo movies, it's only two Hulks. I go with the Incredible Hulk, then the big old 2003 Hulk. I like those two. Those are two best Hulks. And plus the one, and plus the one that's in the MCU. So you can't really grade that's how his Hawk is just until he get his own movie. Because they must show, I can't really grade his Hawk, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can't really do it like that, and that's the problem. And that's the problem, in my opinion, which I notice most of the time. uh, Like I'm dealing with movies and shows and stuff like that. Like I'm dealing with Star Wars. I say, oh man, that'd be the hardest thing. That'd be the hardest thing sometimes. The grade in MCU because you know the MCU had about one good movie each phase, and that'd be the problem. And dealing with the Power Ranger thing, which I noticed about the Shoot. If you notice, right, ever since Netflix took over Power Rangers, Beast Morpher
Yeah,
was good, Dino Fury was good,
yeah,
this special
yeah,
was
that's right.
good,
Yeah,
and but it seemed like Netflix let their creators work. That's what
yeah,
I noticed, and 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 plus to give Power Ranger a little bit more freedom because if you look at it, like on TV, they want to actually let you show the Power on the Power Rangers getting killed or hurt. Netflix actually
yeah,
showed Trina getting um um just getting hit and died on screen. They
yeah,
actually show it and stuff like that. And that was actually a good step I think in my opinion because if you look at it, if it's not like Netflix on Power Ranger, if they doing like their own version and this Power Ranger special is just like a with it's actually good. It's actually good in my opinion. And plus like the bad thing in my opinion is something like if the Netflix Power Ranger end up being better, the new series if it ever come out for Netflix because I have a feeling it will, and working with Hasbro, if they make a Power Rangers show or a movie, and plus they end up being better than most of Phase 4 and 5 in Marvel, that's a sad day. That'd be a sad
yeah,
day for Marvel fans. Um, that Flash,
yeah.
because Flash movie gonna be good. We ain't worried about nothing over
Yeah,
there.
well, I
It's just the
know,
Marvel
but
fans. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh no, you go ahead.
yeah. Well, I know about the Flash movie had no Grant Gustin cameo as race for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and kind of like the other thing I noticed, like starting dealing with the fans and stuff like that. The Power Ranger fans is much nicer than the Marvel fans. What I noticed, because like the Marvel fans, some of them think you just be hating on it if you don't agree with politics, if you don't agree with their grade on movie. I said, oh man,
yeah, yeah,
I hate that part. Not a god. And trying to like the main thing about Star Wars that everybody don't get is such like in my opinion, if they making a show right for Star Wars, like not for the future, that's not a good idea unless because think about it, they bring in Ray, it just gonna how can I say this? It just gonna flop.
yeah,
And kind of like the other thing I noticed about Kathleen Kennedy, it seemed like Kathleen Kennedy can't admit when she wrong on stuff. Because you look at episode
yeah,
8, it came out, the fans hated it. That's her, Kyle Sound. Let's give it a chance. Give it a chance. You kill you kill Luke Skywalker. How in the world do you expect people to give you a chance?
yeah.
That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work with people.
It was really different.
That's not gonna work with people in my opinion. Let me see now. Because it says like for Phase 4 5, they say Blade was getting delayed. And that's kind of like man, and that's kind of like a bad thing in my opinion. Because the thing about it, shoot, the Blade movie in MCU Phase 4 and 5, that was the only movie I was kind of hyped for. Because like the other movies I noticed all that, like dealing with Star Wars or dealing with the other Marvel stuff, something like the Marvel trailer. I saw that trailer. I don't e- even know the story dealing with that. Deal with the Marvels because the Marvel trailer. The only thing I see is like Miss Marvel, Mark Rambo, and all of them, and some all people just transporting. each other or teleport everywhere and stuff like that. And plus, I'm looking at myself. I said, shoot, the last time I checked, it's on Miss Marvel, the young one. She can't transport herself. She can stretch, but she can't transport herself. The last time I checked,
yeah,
and that trailer and our Marvel trailer got me a C+ from that trailer. Because thinking about it, Samuel Jackson kind of saved it,
yeah,
and putting him up in the trailer just bring some source of stakes to it. If you put him in it with the people, and kind of like the other thing, and kind of like that, and kind of like and kind of the other thing I noticed, like something to do with the Marvels. The Marvel universe, it seemed like, no, not Marvel, Star Wars. It seemed like the fans, some of them, it
yeah.
seemed like the new fans stuff like that. They didn't know the lore better than the old fans that actually been there.
No,
Because I'm looking at people, I'm looking at new fans. I say, I'm looking at new fans stuff like that, and plus, I'm looking at them. I say you got to respect the old with your new, because the old people were fans too. The older people were fans too before you were born and stuff like that. And that what I do every time. Like I see, I'll be a fan or something because like for Power Rangers, sure I've been a fan for that. Um, oh shoot, I am getting into the Kamen Rider thing because
yeah.
the series I'm looking at right
Is
now
there? Is
is
like,
like the first Kamen Rider, the Kamen Rider first one, the older ones.
oh, yeah, they a short one, yeah, short
Yeah,
riders.
yeah, and plus I looking at Mass Rider, and plus I looking at the first Rider that was up in Japan or something like that. The first Rider,
Oh
um,
yeah, the
the
new one, yeah, the shitty
yeah,
one.
yeah, and that's the one I'm looking at. Because I get it to at first because think about it, I'm used to the Power Ranger format all the time. Then just
Right.
I had to switch my you know the set
Yeah,
that I'm a brain set and talk some this ain't Power Rangers, this a
yeah,
different
yeah.
franchise and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Uh,
Yeah,
uh, uh, because you know that like you so used to looking at one franchise all the time and you expect the other
yeah.
one to do the same thing,
Mhm.
and then it's just I had to look at the other franchise just as a
Yeah, a
different name.
lot. Yeah, there's a lot for it. There's a lot for
Yeah,
it. Yeah, very
yeah.
visual Power Rangers. I mean, since I is voice X right now, so
The,
yeah. No voice seven actually. Yeah.
oh yeah, and cause the thing is that when you get into Maris Rider and you don't try to judge it, just the other franchises, it's actually good.
Yeah, if
And,
you compare it, yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, without judging it, without comparing to the original one, is good. Yeah,
yeah,
you just
and
do original one, then yeah, really bad.
yeah, and kind of like that for me. That when I tell my friends, I look at Kamen Rider sometimes. Then should you gotta tell them that it's the Japanese version for one of them,
And
and
yeah,
plus
just so
and then only got two American versions: the Mass Rider from the
yeah,
'90s,
and
and plus
Dragon
the
Knight,
other one, Last Dragon from the early 2000s
Dragon Knight,
or something
yeah,
like that.
pretty sure
Yeah,
2009 or something like that. But that's
and
never ever it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It kind of thing. People telling me that I was actually that's just American Last Dragon one was worse than the one that was in how can I say this? It was worse than the one that was up in dang. It was worse than the Japanese one. The American one
I
was worse.
mean, yeah, I
It,
mean, Dragon, it's two
yeah,
different, but I mean.
this is story was much better in the Japanese version or something like that than the American
Yeah,
version of
I
certain
think
parts.
yeah, they did. But in Japanese, they did adapt it to the Augie also a special spin-off novel for it. So yeah,
Yeah,
which I never
and,
knew.
because then my opinion, because then my opinion is like if they bring Ultraman,
Yeah,
in my opinion, they need to bring the Ultraman live action series inside the Power Ranger series and cross them over. I think
yeah,
in my opinion that should be a good one because the thing about you could bring hype just from some kind of new franchise and stuff like that, and you can also like you can bring Power Ranger fans and Ultraman fans in one setting. Because think about it, if you look at the '90s, now on the Kamen Rider had crossover with Power Rangers, the Mask Rider, the first one in the '90s had crossover just with Mighty Morphin. It's possible.
yeah.
It's possible for them to do it. The,
Maybe we need to try. Yeah,
because then for me, if they could bring in the just the older actor that played the Mask Rider and bring him back inside the franchise, I think something like that, that would be good. I think in my opinion, and he could have like a suit that's upgraded and stuff
yeah,
like that. And kind of thing doing with Star Wars, which I don't get, but Disney got wrong. It sounds like how did Disney, in my opinion, mess up Ray Origins? This means I say, how can you mess that up? Because I'm looking at
yeah,
them, I say, why? Because thing about it, they could have made Ray a jet some kind of gray Jedi daughter that was just a loner. You know what I mean? Sound like a Jedi father that was a loner, but the thing about it, he didn't follow the light or the dark, and that could explain the reason why that that she could force the light and the dark at the same time. If they would have just said, if they would have just said that Ray's father was a loner and not a full Jedi, and that could explain the whole thing right there. One line,
yeah.
one line. I don't get it. All all they
Nothing
take is
like
one or two lines just to explain your origin. I just don't get it in my opinion. What
or
make
nothing
Disney
about.
what make Disney think they don't got to explain themselves half of the time? Because I'm looking at them, I say, really, really, how dumb are y'all? And because my father had saw episode 8, and he said, wait a minute. He said, wait a minute. Shoot, Luke Skywalker wouldn't have had trying to kill no kids.
Yeah,
He would have tried to help them to jump from the dark side and walk to the light, just like he did in the comic books and stuff like that. And that's how I know, in my opinion, someone like Ron Johnson, um, he probably didn't know nothing and just about the Star Wars universe for him to put that in the movie. Because if you look at the comic books, Luke Skywalker never did that. He never did that in the comic
yeah,
books, and stuff like that. And that's kind of like the bad thing, in my opinion.
yeah.
Because they
That's
like,
the bad part. Yeah,
they know that Luke's, they know they know that Luke Skywalker would never try to kill kids, and he would try to help them.
yeah,
And that's kind of thing to get on my nerves half of the time. Because thing like, shoot, you know how it is. You know how it is half of the time. I said, why? Because I'm looking around. I say, why? That's stuff that, and and it sounds like people could they could try to judge you on stuff like that, and and just say you hating, but everybody's different though.
yeah,
Everybody say you hating, but I'm not hating in my opinion. If I just be like I'm critiquing what Disney just could do better, but it seems like it to me in my opinion it seems like in my opinion if seeing like the fans of the Disney Star Wars will keep on saying talking something. Luke Skywalker got too much shine. I say if they would have known it, if they would know the original story, it sounds like it was based on Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. It wasn't just based on Luke Skywalker and stuff like that. And that would get on my nerves half of the time because that's what it's so many new fans would go back and look at the older fans and look at the older movies. It was based on Anakin, Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
Mace, based on a council. And up in the older films, just all the actors and all the characters had their own shine and stuff in the movies.
Yeah.
But it seems like in the new ones, it's all about Ray and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And plus, I'm looking at people. I said, wait a minute. Just even the older movies gave shine to Han Solo, Leia, Obi Wan, and all these other stuff. I'm looking at them. I said, why? And some kind of people that they can give me a hating grade, but that's what episode 7, 8, and 9 add up to a D plus. If you add all three movies,
Yeah.
B B
Yep.
because the first movie this was a B. It started off good.
Yeah.
Episode 8 broke the fandom so bad. People was arguing for 2 straight years over that movie. Two, because think about it. After I saw that movie, I went to sleep. I have my notifications blew up. Tell us something. Did you saw this movie right here? That's all. DC movie right here. I keep on saying. I said, wait a minute. What everybody talking about? Look at the movie. I look at it. I was mad, bro. Now I say forget it. I was mad because I just broke my heart when I saw Ryan Johnson put in the movie starring Luke Skywalker trying to kill a kid. I say
Not work.
that's not and that's not even Luke Skywalker.
No. Not even his character.
Because that was for me. Which really got me mad at the end. It sounded like Kylo Ren killing Luke Skywalker, and cause we all know that Luke Skywalker just he got more experience than Kylo Ren and
Yeah.
stuff. Because you look at Episode 9, he barely had enough training to take down on Red Knights. Cause I'm
Yeah.
looking at this, I said, wait a minute, you telling me, you telling me that this man right here, Kylo Ren, just was not good swordsmanship and stuff like that, and he too reckless when he fights. Kylo Ren, when he was Kylo Ren and on the dark side, he was fighting Mace. Mace would have killed him in less than 10 seconds. Mace would kill him. And, sometimes people probably said that I'm being delusional. That's what not because you look at prequels. Um,
Yeah.
everybody was scared of Mace.
Yeah. Makes sense.
General
Yeah.
General Grease,
Yeah.
everybody up in there was scared of Mace. And play y'all try to tell me up in there that everybody thinks also. Yes, he should beat Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren because he a Sith and he on the
Yeah.
dark side. This is me. I say, Mace was kill his boy. Mace would kill him. Yoda would kill him.
Yeah.
Um, th- those were the two best fighters on the console besides that third alien man that should have taught 3 console people that were good with swords. They can kill Kylo Ren in less than 10 seconds. Just with his anger. We can look at he let his anger guide him the way he fight, and you can't do that against a Jedi that is real experienced, and that was
Yeah.
and that was General Moth out here. He would kill the Kylo Ren too.
Yeah.
I like Kylo Ren, but the thing is, in my opinion, Kylo Ren, in my opinion, he got the advantage dealing with the how can I say, dealing with power.
Yeah.
He got advantage dealing with power, but that's what dealing with swordsmanship. He don't got advantage in that
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And because like the last thing, dang, how can I remember this? How can I remember like dealing with dealing with Star Wars? When you remember Count Dooku was fighting dang God, he was fighting Yoda, I think, Count Dooku, and he saw Mace, he got scared, he ran. Then he ran for a reason. Um Count Dooku up in the
Yeah.
prequels
Yeah.
and stuff like because thing about it, just knowing Kylo Ren, he reckless. He would have came to Mace,
Yeah.
and Mace would have killed him in less than 10. That
Yeah.
Mace would have used his anger against him. Mace like to use his anger against him, though, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Up in my opinion, that's what I noticed. Like I'm dealing with Mace and stuff like that because thing about it, he got to kill you. He used your anger against him most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time, that's what I noticed most
Yeah.
of the time. And plus, he fights smart too. He fights smart too. I noticed that. I noticed that. My opinion, he fights smart and he fight good. Because you look at the anime cartoon, he's a good martial artist, which is Kylo Ren is not. He's not a good martial artist. He don't got good swordsmanship skills because you look at his hands and and this how he swing. He would fight against he would fight against an experienced person that was dark just like him. He would have been dead. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
he
Good.
would have
Yeah.
that. But things in my opinion, it seemed like in my opinion that the Kathleen Kennedy told us there's the new slate of movies supposed to bring Star Trek back. This me. I said, wait a minute, bring Star Wars back. You want to mess it up. You messed up the whole franchise at episode 8. I, I
Yeah.
don't get
Yeah.
how you say because you got to bring it back because you messed it up. If you messed up something, you should try to fix it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't get what they want to I war for it or something, everything like that. Which I'm trying to figure out. Because the thing about like I think in my opinion like dealing with cosplay fairy stuff like that like I'm doing that season um this saying something um they're saying like in my opinion stuff of that, like dealing with the dealing with Constant Fairy series, they saying like some of men ability supposed to be up in the Cosmic Fairy season, and that will be like a good crossover, I think, in my opinion. The on the half, which I think, in my opinion, it'd be a good opinion to have
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Because the thing for me, right, if they could bring back more fans, if they could do like a whole nother special and bring back more Rangers, because the Rangers I want to see for the next special is the Zeo Rangers and bring back some of the Turbo, Zeo and Turbo and
yeah.
stuff like
Plus,
that.
probably the the ace Delta Squad or something like that because it's SPD, right? It's in a far future.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it tells some add-on work for SPA. Because then for me, right, if SPA is separate, right, that might be the next season of Power Rangers. You know what I mean? It sounds like
Yeah,
some kind of original series of Power Rangers. If SPA separate from SPD,
yeah. Plus, that's how the SPD Rangers have the files on the Ranger. That's why the archive. That's why they have the archive
yeah.
as Rangers. That's the region for. I'm saying
Oh yeah, shoot. Oh
it's like
yeah,
an
should
archive for
actually
the
like good
Rangers, right?
crossover.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, should actually like good crossover too. Because think about it, if you make a whole season based on SPA, shoot, that could bring in some of the Time Force Rangers and plus SPD like you say and stuff like that. And to put a thing about it, if it's in space, they can bring in Lost Galaxy Rangers too. If you look at it, if it happened in space, because there for me, shoot that man, so if you look at it, shoot the Power Rangers feature is actually bright.
yeah,
Because it's actually brighter than Marvels, which is kind of sad, but it's true. It kind of got a brighter ceiling and stuff for that too, which I notice most of the time. Like I deal with Power Rangers, Marvel, everything else like that is sounds like I notice most of the time. It sounds like how can I say this? Hmm, how can I say this while being mean? That this Power Ranger special have more consequences and stakes than that shut that the Quantum Mania, in my opinion. It had more stakes to it.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
Because that's like if you look at Quantum Mania never had a stakes and say if Ant Man, his daughter, everybody everybody just don't succeed, then everybody be stuck and stuff like that based on that thing. Because it seemed like to me, it sounded like this director did with Ant Man Quantumania didn't even know the concept of time,
yeah,
and he made Kane lost their ants, and that would still get me to this day. And everybody excusing and talking something. It's just his first time being in on screen. I say, have you read his comic books? Have y'all did have y'all did research? Because that's what if they did research on Kane and they would be mad just like me. They would be mad just like me because I'm looking at everybody. I say, what in the world y'all doing? Because I'm looking at them. I say, why? I'm looking at everybody. I'm looking at everybody left, right, everybody up in the theater, stuff like that. Sound like doing this Ant Man fight, doing this Ant Man Kane fight. I'm looking at everybody and everybody cheering out something. Ant Man could beat him. I'm looking around. I say, Ant Man can't beat this man. Ant Man
yeah.
dead. I'm looking at everybody through the house. Go, go Ant Man, go Ant Man hands people. I say,
Seriously.
Man, people don't got no powers. They not Vision. They not Wanda. They
Yeah.
don't got powers enough to be able to compete with the man. And then they should during the fight, should they done him down? They done him down to be beat by ants. I'm looking at this. I say, I put my head down. I'll put my head down up in first races,
Yeah.
and then shut at the end of the movie. They had the nerve. They had the nerve. They had the nerve to put a postponed teaser, just what, just what, just with Doctor Doom at the end. I'm looking at this. I say, you telling me, you telling me the whole time that Doctor Doom was in the quantum realm and nobody noticed?
What?
A man with a mask, green. Nobody knows a man walking around. That makes no sense.
Yeah. That's what I off of.
Not even Thor could not even Thor could hold New York City with his regular clothes because that's what people could notice him. And plus, like people's excuse might be to some it just a teaser. It's just a teaser. It doesn't mean that Marvel just gonna mess up on it. It just a teaser. It doesn't mean Marvel gonna mess up on it. I'm looking at them. I'm looking at people. I say, if you seen Guardians 3, uh, Adam Warlock just was a teaser, but that's what they should have dumbed him down. Just from the MCU, they dumbed him down because that's in my opinion. If he wasn't in game, it would be no need. It would be no need, in my opinion, just for Tony to snap that finger. There would be no need for for him to do that. Because if you look at it, Adam Warlock is made for energy. That will make sense. That would make sense for him to have been snapping, and, and for him not to have no permanent effects from it. I mean, stuff like in my opinion, which I noticed. Because I noticed it's kind of bad and good at the same time, but I don't know. Me because the thing about it, because the thing in my opinion is dealing with the how can I say this? I was hyped for the Captain Marvel movie be, before Endgame. I went inside that theater. I look at it. That that Captain Marvel movie had an agenda, but it sucked. The movie sucked because this me. This is a superhero movie. I'm not here. I am not here just for agendas. I'm not. If you want to do agendas, you do it somewhere else. You do your own show, anything like that. If you want to write agendas and stuff like that, that's what this is, a comic book movie and stuff like that. And plus the actress Brie Larson, she wasn't helping with it at all. Also,
Yeah.
it's not for old people. It's not for older people to look at comic book movies. I say these kids over here, it is not paying for the tickets. It's the adults and plus
Yeah.
teenagers and young adults that's paying for the tickets just to look at your movie and for you to act in and stuff like that. And and kind kind of like for me, which I noticed dealing with the Marvel MCU thing, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good most of the time dealing with them. Sometimes be good, sometimes not. And kind of like the other thing I noticed, like dealing with how could I say this? I got this about being mean. Um, it seemed like, in my opinion, dealing with Marvel movies. They don't care about the source material some of the time.
Yeah, sometimes for if it's a toys merchandise for kids.
Yeah, because if you look at the source material, God Love and Thunder supposed to be a rated R movie because right, if you looking at that comic, that was based on Thor Ragnarok, similar to that. Sound like despair, just trying to fight villain that's killing people and stuff like that. And and what do the MCU do? They made it a comedy. I say, God,
Yeah,
dog, you can't even take one movie serious when a man just when the God butcher is killing gods. You can't even take that serious. I say, God, dog. And and sometimes the people probably sound being mean, but that's what I am not being mean when I say I am not I am not being mean when I say like deal with movies, shows, anything like that deal with Marvel and deal with Marvel and Disney. I do not trust it. I do not trust it unless I seen the first 2 or 3 episodes. If it's good, I will give my approval. But if it's bad and the story bad, the MCU fans will find a way just to defend it. Some
yeah, I
people,
know. Fair enough.
let me see now. Let me see now. Because they make this was Guardians 3, right? This is the third one, right?
For sure, for I think so. Yeah,
Okay. Let me check the Rotten Tomatoes just to see if some people um because the last time that I checked for Captain Marvel, they lied on that movie.
yeah,
Okay, the tomato meter is 82. Yep, yeah, yes. That does about the right score for it at 82. And then for the audience giving it 95, I say this got to be the general audience MCU people who don't even read comics because they did read comics, they will be very disappointed.
understand it.
How,
Yeah,
yeah, because they made it to a comedy because they don't want to scare the kids. You know what I'm saying? Forget these kids. These kids don't care.
yeah,
These kids don't care. These kids don't care. Talking some they're scared of kids. Shoot. Let me see. Um, it was one other person, Richard Roper. He gave it a tomato a fresh. He said a funny, big-hearted adventure. Dang, boy. Shucks, man, that kind of short. And he don't even say the parts he like in the movie and the parts he don't. He just made it short.
yeah.
And this other critic say a picture that balanced slightly overstuffed storylines with mischief and humor. But the biggest wait a minute now. No, no, it wasn't no mischief. You were just trying to save Rocket. Oh no, man. Shucks. I I
Yeah,
can't storyline because shoot, some of these and plus the rotten. A Guardians get into a big hug at the end of the film. It's supposed to evoke love and solidarity, but it might be better characterized as unity of a capital determined to offend no one and to turn no $1 away. Wait a minute now,
yeah,
time out, time out. This man right here is criticizing a hug. Come on now,
well,
this doesn't make sense.
yeah,
You you criticizing her just instead of you want to worry about the story. What about the story?
yeah,
That makes no sense. Get into a big hug at the end. When it gets to a big hug to me, th- that means that the end of the movie is just a happy ending. That's it. And for Guardians Junkie and kids, yep, it's like
yeah.
Just like I said, this seems like
Yeah.
a kids to teenager movie. It's one of those grown adult movie, but it was a cool kind of movie and some of that. It had 2 hours of reunion with old character friends that have them singing. Really, yeah. I hate they made this music mostly music and character driven. This means I say, why do your story need just need all this music? It get my nerves, but everybody different on that though. And and kind of like the bad thing about it, how you how do you nerf Adam Warlock so bad in a movie? Because they were sure I know what Dirk was talking about now when he said that Shella when Adam Warlock was trash because shoot if I would have known the big extent I wouldn't have looked at the movie but I had to though and somebody else said around this simply he said flirt would be interesting but I check out after 90-minute mark with a nearly this a bad thing 90 minutes, that means that he's been in the movie for an hour and 30 minutes, and that's what I'm talking about. Is that Disney like to hold back their directors just for doing extra stuff with their stories? Because they can't blame James Gunn for that. And they say as a final chapter for his trilogy, Volume 3 works, but a three films is the weakest. I disagree with that because then for me, yeah, if I had to rank Guardians movie, I got to do Guardians 2, Guardians 3, and Guardians 1 over because over hype because because the ending had people dancing just to like distract Ronan Ronan the accuser, which got on my nerves. Cause I'm looking at them. I say, really? You got Ronan the accuser, and you dancing just to try to you try to dance you just try to dance, you just try to dance just to distract him, just to save the world. That makes no sense, in my opinion. So that just me. That just me, in my opinion. That makes no sense. Yeah. And kind of like people and kind of like general audience and people talk some Guardians One is the best movie. I see these people, these general public people don't even read the comic books because that's what if they read the comic books that they will know that on a Peter Quill supposed to be a half god because of his father. He's supposed to be a half god. He's supposed to have powers and stuff like that. And plus, Rocket Raccoon, he good. He cool. Drax, he's supposed to have more power. Niblia, that's her, but she kind of got dumbed down too a little bit. Let me see.
Yeah.
And this phase five we on right? Doing Marvel. They say this phase five. Everybody was claiming. Let me see. MCU. Okay. Just say it go all with the phase five. Phase two. Iron Man 3, Door Dark World, Captain Winter Soldier, Guardian Galaxy. These are a lot of movies. Okay. Since we in phase five, that everybody claim we at. Feature films. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's all the way up to Far From Home, the Multiverse Saga, Black Widow, I saw that, but that's kind of Shang-Chi. Um, I like that movie. That was one of the best movies, Phase 4 and 5 so far for me. The Shang-Chi movie, and the Eternals movie was kind of boring. I kind of like it, but it's boring though. It was kind of sad in my opinion, but boring. Spider-Man No Way Home, I love that movie because based on a script, no, but based on Love of Thunder sucks. Black
Yeah,
Panther with Killmonger Forever, I didn't like it. Ant
yeah,
Man the
because I
Wasp,
still
Quantum,
like it out. Yeah, prefer Clinton.
yeah, and kind of like Guardians Volume 3, though was these kind of like the only good ones I see. It's like Shang-Chi and Guardians 3 is the best movie so far. I see out of Phase 4 and 5, and that's two movies out of 10 in Phase 4 and 5. That's bad. No, 3.
Yeah.
He's probably no at home because it just on nostalgia. That's it. And they got the Marvels. That about to suck. I can tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Marvel, and they got Captain America: New World Order. I'm scared for that movie because that movie don't seem like it's gonna be a Captain America movie. That would seem like it about to be a Hawk movie combined with Captain America. It about to be both. And they said that they got the Thunderbolts coming 2024. I kind of doubt that, knowing Disney. Blade, that got delayed, and
Mm-hmm.
they got Fate, and this is Blade, and this is Blade's last one, Phase 5. Do. And they said for Phase 6, begin with Deadpool 3. Hype for that, but I'm scared because Disney, the Fantastic Four, not sure, but it looks like it might be a good one. And they got, wait a minute, time out. How do you just put Deadpool 3 and the Fantastic Four and you expect to have Avengers Chain Dynasty movie? No. Where's the X-Men at? Where's the X-Men? Where's the other Avengers members and stuff like that? I'm looking at this. I say, wait a minute. Where all these junk coming from? And that's the bad thing about it too. And they're supposed to have a new Daredevil show. They got an Echo show to be determined. Acura. Wait a minute now. Time about Acura do not deserve her own show right now. How do she get a? She got to
I don't know
travel.
how.
That makes no sense. Unless she train the kids to sound like that, that's the only way that I can see that's working. But besides that, no. And they got Daredevil Born Again. This mean, why would you just series Netflix? That'd be better. And and some like people probably can say I'm hating on Disney, but that's what I just want Disney to just make good stories. Be,
Yeah.
because they're for me, they not for when Disney make good stories, I'll talk about it. If Disney make bad stories, I'll talk about it and stuff like that. I'll talk about the good and bad and all these shows and movies that Disney make. Because they might shoot, I do the same thing for DC, and some show DC bad, I would actually say it. Just like the Batwoman show, as I was talking about dang, what's the name of that show? The just the Batwoman show. The Batwoman show was not a good show. The Batwoman show
Yeah.
was not a good
Ruby Rose,
show,
yeah. Ruby Rose, yeah.
and
You know, I hear about that too.
it's a thing, yeah, and the thing about her trailer sucks type of hype.
Yeah.
and just that one line she put in the trailer when she saw the bat suit. Man, I don't want to say that dumb because that line was so dumb. Because back then I was saying talk something on who wrote that line. Because then for me, who who wrote that line would have been fired that same day because you about to make me look bad on TV
Yeah.
based on the scene you're trying to write. Man, shucks. And plus the um and do, and do you think barcode up in the next crossover is something like the Rangers would have like upgrades to their suits?
Yeah. Also, yeah.
Be, because thing for me that what I think in my opinion is something like Nest bad guy. I think the Nest bad guy and just force Billy and Alpha just to upgrade the power coins just for Zach
Mm.
and Trini. Cause look at it, Zach and Trini got the original power coins that Zordon get on first.
Yeah.
Yeah, because think about it, Men got Trini original coin, and Zach got his
Yeah.
original coin too, and stuff like that.
Yeah. But pretty sure Carl
Uh,
said
uh,
that.
be,
Like,
yeah,
not
because
just
think
Carl.
about it,
Um.
because think about it, wouldn't that mean that those two be the only one that can have like an armor upgrade to their suits since they got the original coins?
Pretty sure. Yeah. That's just right
Um,
there.
because the thing about it, Catherine just got a second hand coin just for Kimberly, and Kimberly still got her coins though, and plus Rocky got a second hand coin too from Jason, and he cool with his too.
Yeah.
Because because the thing about me, in my opinion, which I noticed this around here, and deal with the Project fandom, the Project fandom is actually nice people. I noticed that. They're nice people. They give you a chance to talk, and they actually give you I gotta say um a voice. Sound like the
Yeah.
first person I met on the Project fandom thing was on Phantom. After I met Phantom,
Yeah.
I, 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 I met Multiverse Ranger on his
Okay.
on his thing in the comments. Then that's just
So.
I met you through Multiverse I think and Phantom
Yeah.
just on
Yeah.
live stream. Then
Yeah. I mean, I was until yeah.
then after I met you, um I met Ethan through you.
Yeah.
On TikTok live stream I did one time on it and stuff like that.
I was on
And
the
and then it's just and it's just me and you was on a TikTok live stream with Ethan on his channel thing.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
And that when I met and that when I met JoJo fan and plus I met and Sergeant I think JoJo fan and Sergeant was on Ethan thing one time. And plus Miss
Yeah.
Lori I think
Yeah.
I met her one time on there
Yeah. On
because there,
eight
it's a
on
lot of people that I met through you and Phantom
yeah.
and Multiverse that same time.
Yeah.
Everything like that. Because they are for me shoot. Thing about me shoot. New people be my opinion most of the time too. And deal with Transformers. Do you think do you think this reboot is going by the just the older comic Optimus Prime and Unicron or just a new one?
Uh, I'm hoping it's a new one because I hope so.
Okay.
New one. New one. I mean. Yeah, also.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because they go. I think they go by new one because at the end of the trailer, it seemed like Noah got a suit, an Esco suit, and
Yeah.
and plus and and plus, in my opinion, just doing the older Transformers, they didn't never had no human with a suit up in the old ones. It just like just when Transformers had got updated like in the 80s and 90s, something like that, and up in the early 2000s, that when the humans got involved.
Yeah.
Shoot, that's what I noticed most of the time. And it sound like people, and it sound like people probably say I'm hating, but that's what um certain fandoms is worse than others. And the worst fandom I know is like the MCU fandom. The MCU people,
Yeah.
the MCU Disney, the Disney MCU fandom, they would think you hating on everything um that they like, and you could try to tell them one little critique about their thing that's not right. Man, I'm so just will be on your head and say that man hating right there. That man hating right there. He he shouldn't be criticizing it and stuff like that, and he ain't ready the whole run. I'm looking at them. I say, wait a minute, excuse me. You talking about looking at the whole run? Y'all don't even read the comic books, and half of y'all people up here, y'all just jury audience members. Y'all don't even know.
Mhm.
Y'all don't even know in Ultron. Y'all don't even know in Ultron is that it wasn't Tony and Bruce Banner that made Ultron. That was Ant-Man, and they be claiming to
Yeah.
me talk something that to the MCU got it right. I say, I was saying to myself, I say, I can't help these people. I can't do it
Yeah.
because if you look at it, in my opinion, they be like thinking that they know everything. That just like the
Yeah.
Disney MCU people, they think you hating. They would think you hating all underneath the sun, and that's the bad thing of my opinion, which I notice most of the time. So I'm looking at this, I say, why? Because I'm looking at mine because I'm looking at everything. Because the thing about me, in my opinion, which I noticed dealing with MCU stuff, it seemed it seemed like in my opinion, it seemed like in my opinion, it sounded like Kevin Feige, in my opinion, just not in panic mode yet. Because if you look at it,
Yeah.
he should be in panic mode. He should be in panic mode because shoot, if you look at the movies and shows, he should be and stuff like that. Because think about you, he should be in panic mode right now based on the stuff that I'm seeing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And kind of like that from and kind of like thing I noticed like dealing with the public and stuff like that. Kevin Feige, just need to tell his fans it sound like they is willing to make improvements to the MCU and stuff like that, and to the projects if it's necessary. I'm looking at them. I say, sure, it's necessary. It's real necessary for you to make improvements on your stuff because that's what if you don't, you're gonna be in big trouble. Like up in the future um, because like the thing for me that because I think for me, and they were German public, and you try to explain stuff to them in the comments, you got to kind of like dumb it down for them because they like if you don't try to dumb it down for some of the people in the comment section, they would think in my opinion like you try to talk over them and stuff like that. And plus,
Yeah.
you're not trying to talk over them, but you just try to tell them something That was in comics and stuff like that. But they don't listen anyway. They don't listen. Some of them. Some will listen, but some won't. And kind of like the other, and it kind of like the other thing for me. Like I noticed, like dealing with DC fans and DC executives. DC executives is willing to go back and make changes. I noticed that big time. Be,
Yeah,
because you look at
they do.
because you look at Flashpoint and plus that first suit they had, and people was like complaining about the CGI, and plus you look at trailer one of the Flash, boy, shoot that CGI just was night and day. Just for the first one, the first teaser one they had released or something like that, that was night and day what I saw. Because I'm looking at this, I say, wait a minute now, that's actually good. The CGI was good. Just how the environment of Flash run actually good, and plus the storyline actually is better. And
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and kind of like the bad thing about it, uh, my opinion, stuff like that. When they talk about the sure they might not like me saying it, but it's actually a good thing, in my opinion, for them. Um, because the other thing, like I notice most of the time, like dealing with comments and anything like that, if I do anything like in my opinion stuff like that, like deal with comics and anything like that, um, because like the first comic I noticed like dealing with DC and Flashpoint, and then I noticed that was similar. I noticed that I noticed the lightning was similar. The lightning was similar. Dang, what's the other thing? The lightning, the running. I like the CGI of the Flashpoint trailer. Um, then just I like the stakes. I like the seriousness and stakes of it, in my opinion. Sometimes that people might try to say I'm playing favorites, but that's what I don't got favorites. Like time for movies and shows and stuff like that. Shoot, I just want to see a good show and a good movie,
yeah.
and
It's like for
and
everyone.
and that's all I want to see. And sure, that's why I know it's most of the time dealing with them. Um, because like the other thing, like I noticed, like because the other thing I noticed saw like dealing with and and some of the other thing I noticed like dealing with the um dealing with DC it sound like just DC and just when DC just have a good show and a good movie. Ooh, you can tell you can tell just when the Marvel fanboys come out and stuff like that. Um, kind of like the Marvel fanboys, which I noticed come out and stuff like that, which I noticed most of the time. Just when the first opinion deal with the how can I say this? How can I say this? That the Wonder Woman movie, the first one, is way better than phase 4 and 5 movies. Script, action, everything all around.
Yeah,
It's on it, and it sound like people probably say I'm hating on it, but I'm not. I'm not hating on it at all.
no,
Because that's what if you look at the movie objectively, the Wonder Woman script, the movies. When you deal with the Wonder Woman script, the the action, everything to it, and stuff like that, it's actually good. It's actually good in my opinion, and and sound like people. Park and try to criticize me and say I'm just being a DC fanboy. That's what. Look at phase 4. Just look at phase 4 and 5. Good. And stuff like that. Just look at phase 4 and 5 as movies, scripts, like casting and stuff like that. That Wonder Woman one movie was good, and people like in my opinion, but I can say that I'm just being a fanboy and stuff like that. Every time that for DC, but listen, I am not. I am not, in my opinion. I'm not, in my opinion, just being a fanboy or fangirl. That's when I said that supposed to be good or not and stuff like that. Sure, that's why I know this because that's what it just the DC come up with. Just when DC come with a movie that's average or bad, the MCU people just be bragging, talk something. Our movie better than that. Our movie better than that. You see all through TikTok and YouTube, people be bragging and stuff like that. But that's what just when DC come with a good movie, you can't even come out with a with some kind of congratulations to DC for them to make a good movie and stuff like that. So I'm looking at that. I said, well, wait a minute now. I keep on saying my opinion. I keep on saying my opinion. Talking, you telling me because they were shoot. So I keep on telling, like in my opinion, something that talks on. This was a good movie, right?
Yeah.
Y'all supposed to be, yeah, y'all supposed to be unbiased, right? When some of y'all comic book people, something that be
Yeah,
claiming
bro.
and stuff like that. When the MCU people be claiming talk some y'all not supposed to be biased and anything like that to DC. I'm looking at them. I look at them. I look at my head right. I'm saying, wait a minute. Is these like the same people? Are these like the same MCU people? They just when a bad, just when a bad movie coming this side, this time some. That just don't mean nothing. Just wait till the next movie. I say, wait till the next movie. Kevin Feige has said that this movie is supposed to explain what happened.
Yeah.
Just from the last movie, and now you try to tell me that that you try to tell me up in here that means nothing up in here that y'all be claiming that
Yeah.
y'all be claiming that y'all something it means nothing to y'all. Come on now, come on now, that don't come on now, that don't mean a lot, man. I'm looking at them, I say why? Because the thing about me, the thing with me in my opinion, which I notice most of the time, because I'm looking at them, I'm looking at MCU people on TikTok, YouTube. I'm looking at them, I say, how can you say Ant-Man movie good, that new one? How can you say that the story was good, anything like that? I say the story was all right, but that's what I wouldn't say that the
Yeah.
story is actually it is actually better. And and kind of like thing about it, in my opinion, it's like when you try to go and when you go like movies that without if you look at a movie without it most of the time, so like if you go DC movies without the DCEU, man, so you going Velson, you going the Nolan trilogy Batmans, you going Superman one, you going Christopher Reeve Superman one, you going Brandon Reeves. It's a whole lot of DC movies that's better than the MCU right now. And you can really go to the older Superman movies and put the older
Yeah.
Superman movies would kill the
It's
MCU
just
right
yeah. Yeah.
and they kind of like damn about it. The MCU people don't want to go head to head based on animation movies, animation combo movies. Ooh, DC would kill them. DC all the way would kill the Marvel up in the DCU movie and stuff like that. and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Remember. Yeah.
Because that's what if we do if we do a movie sound like MCU movie sound like that, MCU to MCU, oh boy, that jumped on me, man, that jumped on me a lot, of my opinion. Because I'm looking at everybody's stuff, tell us something. If you go animation, the DC animation could rival the MCU. If you go the animation of DC movies or heroes, if you go like Justice League, the Titans, Justice League versus Titans, you go like Superman, the first Superman movie, you go Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman movie I think of the animation. You go the Aquaman, the first one, the Aquaman Atlantis. I think when he was fighting his brother Orm with Superman helping and stuff like that, still was losing. Shoot, which I think, in my opinion, stuff like that. What I noticed most of the time, which I noticed most of the time, right? This deal with Marvel fans. Marvel
Yeah.
fans Marvel fans, in my opinion, hate to be hate to be unbiased towards DC and
Yeah.
animation
For
movies,
real.
and especially them hardcore Marvel fans. Oh, shucks. Boy, them hardcore Marvel fans, man, you can't tell them nothing. Sound like King Lion. I like King Lion and everything like that, but that's what he got a bias against Batman. He got a bit bias against Batman. Because the Batman belief system are not killing, because that's what this means. Because yeah, this means if Batman had the same belief system as Joker, Two Face, and everybody else, Batman will be no better than just in Two Face and anything like that. He'll be no better.
Yeah. For real.
And
For real.
and plus he got to think and sound like the Two Face and Joker is smarter than everybody think in the comic books and stuff. If you look at it, so you not them catch them red handed just killing people. It just got sending henchmen to do it. They're not gonna do it themselves. And that's why the Batman always got to be the big old detective just to figure out who who does the actually the head man behind him and stuff like that. Behind the schemes, behind the captures and stuff like that. It if the Marvel people just don't get that, I don't get. And some of these people right here who think that Captain America could go inside Gotham and clean it up, he can't. Deathstroke killed
Yeah. For yeah.
him.
For never.
Because you know how mafia is. The mafia people would send the most lethal super soldier to go after Captain America because that's what you look at DC. DC got some super soldiers that's evil and good. Super soldier just like Captain America. And but the thing about it, shoot, the Captain America strength won't be enough over here on DC for him to live because if you look at Batman, Batman just had used his techniques just to like survive just get Deathstroke. And Captain America think his suit
Yeah. For,
and Captain America think his shield about to help him. No, because that's what Deathstroke can do. Deathstroke will just slice that arm off and kill him. Because if we look at it now, Captain America's suit is not sword proof. It's not sword proof because that's why he's still human and he don't think half of the time. This Captain America taught something. I'm trying to clean up Gotham for the good. This means I say they clean up the Gotham, so you got to clean up the system and stuff like that.
yep.
And and that what Batman was doing little by little and stuff like that. And year after year, he he draw out the bad people and for him to put the good people in. And that's why the Joker, Two Face, and everybody just were mad at him. Tell him something. He always doing good. That's why they hate him and stuff like that. Because things the shoot the Joker because the Joker know right if you kill him he win. If you
Yep.
kill him he win. And that's why Batman always say let the law take him in because that's what if you kill him that was his whole life goal is to just like how can I say his whole life goal was to try to get Batman to kill him, and Batman knew it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Batman knew it and stuff like that because cause I'm looking at this, I'm looking at people I talk some Batman whack because the Joker down kill people. This mean I say some of the cops is actually how can I say this? Some of the cops is actually dang God, I gotta say the cops is dirty themselves and Batman figured out too. And 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 that when the people that Marvel fans just don't get what Batman do, Batman had to clean out that's that whole system 1 on 1 and stuff like that. They got to do that and stuff like that in my opinion. Because that's what if you don't do that
Yeah.
in Gotham, you can put the Joker in jail all you want to, but that's what if somebody dirty up in there still do it, it's no use. You know what I mean? It's no use of you just doing stuff and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's no
Yeah. No use for
um
them.
yeah it'd be no use for it and stuff like that. Shoot, that just me in my opinion stuff like that. That's why I notice most of the time, like they're doing Batman haters. This them talk on Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne up in there just let Joker kill people. Bruce Wayne just don't let people Bruce Wayne just don't let people kill people. That's what it's it's the some of the Joker, he just a good killer. He just a good killer. And that way everybody up in there just don't get it. That way
Yeah.
everybody just don't get half of the time talk some that Bruce Wayne tries best. But that's what Bruce Wayne just gotta learn ask for help too. And that his kind of weakness too. That's kind of his weakness and stuff like that. Most time, man, that's why I notice and stuff like that. That sound like Batman need a partner, and that was the Damian Wayne movie I think too. Just gonna be at you know what I mean the Damian Wayne movie just with the Batman Legacy, and it was Batman Legacy I think
Yeah.
he making, and and that Batman Legacy movie might be one of the backbones of just the DCU because that's what when that trailer come out, we got to analyze that trailer just to see if nobody else will actually be in the future of it because they might we already know Damian coming back and we already know that Bruce coming back as
Yeah.
part of Batman Legacy movie. But things in my opinion, son, we got to know if Nightwing come in Red Hood because things in my opinion, if this is the older Batman as everybody say it is, that means the Red Hood and Nightwing is out there and stuff like that. And and and, and plus the Marvel fans hate they hate for that. And that be that shoot. This is me in my opinion, stuff like that. It's why I know this sound like me, right? If they make it like a 2 or 3 trilogy movie, they need to put Red Hood in one of these movies too.
Yeah,
deal deal with the new Batman movie because that's what that should that Red Hood movie good stuff like that because that Red Hood movie is about to be good. That on that Batman Red Hood movie just with Damian Wayne. Oh, and and kind of like and plus the kid Damian Wayne is better than is better than is better than Tom Holland Spider Man, which is sad to say, but it's true.
yeah,
Because that's in my opinion, if they cast a teenager or a kid Damian Wayne and he do better, if he do better as a Robin Damian Wayne than Tom Holland in 3 movies, that is a L for Disney. Not for Tom Holland, but just for Disney. I
yeah,
think, in my opinion, altogether.
yeah, still,
Because if you look at female character, just for female character, how can I say this? Wonder Woman, the Wonder Woman, in my opinion, is a better female character just than Captain Marvel as a hero, in my opinion. And this is the sad thing about it. Wonder Woman came from an island, went to went to the land of man, saved people, saved people, didn't try to talk down to nobody, and he did better than everything. Wow, and did
yeah,
everything and stuff
exactly.
like that. Well, and did everything about 6 months to a year, I think, something like that, because it was war or something like that, and she was helping the army take over towns and stuff like that. I think it been about 6 months, right? It was 6 months during that time.
Something like that, yeah.
I think it was 6 months to a year, and but the bad thing about my opinion sound like in my opinion, so in my opinion, which I noticed, it sound like how could I say this? How could I say this without being mean? Shucks. Um what's that Lucius Fox son that's called like the Batwing? I think that Lucius Fox son, right?
Something like
That's
that.
what it's
I
called.
forgot what called, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something on.
Oh, okay. Because they need him in the Batman universe too. Because they need him like in the third and fourth Batman movie. Like in the first two, they need to worry about Damian Wayne, Red Hood, and Nightwing. Just those three. But if they want to bring in like Oracle, I'm good with that too. But if they invite it like in the third and fourth Batman, they could bring in Batwing that was like the later Robin or something like that.
Yeah,
But then in my opinion, if they go on newer, Batman's son is black. And one other thing, I say, wait a minute. Cause I look at comics, I say, wait a minute. Batman had a black son, but that's what I just had to remember. I just had to remember. Bruce Wayne liked to sleep with a lot of people, and he
yeah,
wouldn't know
yeah.
anyway. And he wouldn't know anyway if he had a son or not. Anyway, he wouldn't know. It just as the mother don't tell me because look at Damian Wayne. He never knew that Damian Wayne exists, and just until Talia Ghul came by and told him, "This your son." I keep on saying, and 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 Bruce Wayne and and Bruce Wayne had the same face he saw Damian. He said, "Yeah, sure, that's my son. Sure, he's stubborn just like me." Both of them were stubborn. And,
Yeah, huh?
because if you look at the attitude that Damien got, he got the same attitude just as young Bruce Wayne had. He was trained with leading assassins and stuff like that. And kind of thing about it, it sound like how did elite assassins keep a screaming baby quiet? Because thing about it, shoot, I thought that they was hiding from the cops.
I don't know how.
because they them assassins had to have maids or something that just to help raise that boy. They had to have maids or something around there. Some maids, housekeepers, something like that. That used to keeping kids.
Yeah, something
That
like that.
because shoot, that's the only way that shoot I probably could think of raising Damian Wayne, his stubborn self, and something like, and then they bring back Cyborg too. And they bring him back to Cyborg and stuff like that. Because they bring back Cyborg, I'm good with that. Um, and stuff like that. Well, I know and like for me, ever since they said that, ever since James Gunn said to us on Black Adam is not out the universe yet, should that give me hope that Doctor Fate coming back, that on the Doctor Fate and Hawkman coming back, because that's what, because that Black Adam movie was actually a good movie
Yeah,
in
I heard
my,
about
and that movie was better than Black Widow. It was better than Ant Man Quantum Realm, and plus it was better than Black Panther too. And, and that's just my opinion, because you look at story, stakes, and stuff like that. Because if you look at that movie has stakes, because you look at in that movie, it if big old Sabark win, shoot, the whole world's messed up. And if you remember the demon that was up in the underground, stuff like that, I think that demon was Trigon. I think, in my opinion, Raven Father. I think that was him. Yeah, because you look at Trigon's Raven Father, and Raven Father is the Demon King. I think that's something like that. That's what I noticed. And stuff like that, in my opinion. And kind of last time I want to talk about it's like just my prediction for the Transformers movie, is it actually good? I think it could make 750 million to 875 million. That's my prediction, what I think that movie can make, if it's actually good. What you think that on the Transformers new movie can make if it's good?
Probably $2,000. $2 million. I mean,
That no, I tell the box office, because my box office is 700 million to 875.
oh,
That for worldwide, I think it could make that because that's my box office. 875 is my high. It is the movie is gonna be in theaters just for a short time. I think the movie can make 700 to 875 million. That's mine. What yours gonna be if you had to choose which one?
um, 9,000,000,000,000.
Okay, 900
Yeah.
million. Okay, that's a good guess, because that's what, if that movie actually good, it could make up to that. Because that Tom Cruise movie made that too. That airplane movie made that 900 million movie.
Yeah, for real.
It made $1 billion, and that movie could be good too. Um, I, and like everybody that's listening, everything like that, that that just follow multiverse phantom, that for him to give
Sergeant,
you up. Yeah,
yeah,
Sergeant.
Agent,
Uh, Pete. Oh yeah,
exactly.
oh yeah,
Omega
JoJo.
Zach,
Oh
Omega Zach,
yeah,
Jojo.
oh yeah, Omega Zach. Yeah. And JoJo fans 724, I think, on TikTok,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Miss Lori,
Oh, yeah.
Miss Lori. This Lord is one of them that you can follow. Brick Rose is one of them that I know that I started following lately. Let me see what's the other one. LeBron Fett. Um, because LeBron Fett got a YouTube channel named LeBron Fett. He got a TikTok just named LeBron Fett. When he do like figure toys reviews and stuff of Power Rangers and different stuff. And plus Odyssey, Multiverse, PV Trooper, Blaze Hawk, Benger 42, everything like that. And and for the next live stream and stuff like that, I would have the list just of the best restaurants or just the best or just the best franchises and stuff like that. That on just the best action franchises I think of all times that we probably talk about this stream because shoot, it is a whole lot of good action franchises and stuff like that. And I was talking about action franchises on next stream, and plus also that I will be analyzing just the new Alien trailer that came out just for the Alien Descent game. Because that trailer came
Yeah.
out lately, and plus I will be playing that stream stuff like that. And for everybody and for everybody that's watching, I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all later and see y'all on next time.